Hey guys, so I thought we'd do something different today. I had a family member come to me and ask about, hey, what is flexibility and mobility and why is it important? And I'm honestly surprised that I have not done a video about this before yet, because not very many people of you know. I started doing weight training, I guess it's been a couple months ago now, and I woke up one day and I could not walk, like legit just could not walk. It scared the absolute crap out of me. I thought I had broken a disc or had a disc out of place, or I honestly thought I broke my back. I've never felt so much pain in my life, and I like to think that I have a high tolerance of pain, but this was something I've never felt before. It was so bad that I had to call my husband to come home because I was going to go to the chiropractor, or I was going to go to the hospital, either way, because I couldn't function. He decided to take me to his chiropractor, and so he did the x-rays and everything, and he saw that I had a really bad SI joint inflammation. You can look that up later. Basically, it's kind of in the back area that kind of goes through your hip a little bit. But it is a joint, and I had inflamed it so much so that it just basically was not working out. And I had to stay home from work for a good 2 weeks before I could do anything. And those of you who know me or know kind of about me is I'm very active. Like I don't go a day without doing some kind of activity, whether it's walking, running, weight, yoga, bear, Pilates, any of that. Like I am very, very active. I don't sit around and just do nothing. I can't do that. My mind and my ADHD just cannot do that. It's good for my mental health and a bunch of other things that I do it for. So my mental health was very declined within those 2 or 3 weeks that I couldn't do anything. In fact, I didn't get into anything for at least a month because it felt better to where I could walk, but I was so scared to try anything different to inflame it more. I had to be on steroids, and then I had to have a steroid shot. I had to lay in bed. I couldn't even clean my house. That's how bad it was. So anyway, long story short, I am going to be teacher Britney. Now I'm going to make this very clear. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a personal trainer. I have not had training on this, but it is researched and it's experience as well. So I hope that still counts. So first I want to start with what is flexibility and mobility. Flexibility is the ability of muscles and joints to move through their range of motion. And mobility is the ability to move freely and easily. Like it shouldn't hurt, it should just feel easy with ease, you know? It involves both joint flexibility and strength to support movement. Now, how do they work together? Because they're clearly two different things. But how do they work together? So flexibility supports mobility by allowing the joints to move freely without restriction. Mobility exercises often combine strength and flexibility training to improve overall quality, the movement quality, making daily activities easier and reducing the risk of injury. There are 9 examples of different flexibility exercises. There is one that I researched where you basically just force the muscle in whatever way you want to get a stretch. I don't believe in that. Like, I don't think that you should force anything in your body to do. Personally, I can't do a split. I can't put my head over my ear. I can't do any of those crazy awesome gymnastics stuff. Like, I just cannot. It's not something that I really aspire to do. I just want to not be broken when or if I hit 90 or 80. I still want to be able to get up and get around a little bit easier. So like I said, there's 9 different exercises. I'm only going to give you, what did I write down? I'm only going to give you 2. So yoga and Pilates. As you see my channel, you know I do a lot of yoga. I do Pilates. I don't believe I made a video about Pilates yet because I'm not certified in Pilates. And I don't want to do a Pilates class or any type of class that I am not certified in teaching, because if you do an injury, then that's on me, and I'm not about to do that. So anyway, there's a variety of postures and movements that improve the flexibility, strength, and balance all in one. Like downward dog. You guys have done downward dog with me, and warrior poses. Those types of things. And downward dog, you know, you're on your hands, you're lifting it up, so you're working your arms, you're stretching your back, you're stretching your hamstrings for sure. And then I'm pretty sure it's like the foam release. I don't know how to say the exact words for it. Myofascial release. I feel like that sounds wrong. But I've done this once with it was such a long time ago. It was like a foot exercise that people have plantar fasciitis. I think that's what it was. I used a ball to stretch out those tendons and those muscles and that fascia in your feet, because sometimes when people wake up, they have extreme foot pain, and it doesn't necessarily go away until they, you know, have walked and done some things to make it not hurt as bad. But anyway, those are the uses of foam rollers, massage balls, or hands to apply pressure to the tight muscles or fascia to release tension. Like I said, I've only done that the one time. I usually use what I've been doing with my hamstrings lately is using a strap and lifting my legs up and just with my foot just flexing it to where it's stretching my hamstrings, because I've been having hamstring pain a lot lately. So I know to basically stretch those things out, because obviously you walk on them daily, you do things with them, and I just don't like to have tight muscles. They don't feel very good. Okay, so what are exercises to help with mobility? There are actually 11 types of these, so I only gave you, let's see, what did I write down? 1, 2, yep, still 2 exercises. Because I feel like these 2 are the 2 that I'm giving you are the most ones that you've seen a lot of, and you can basically do wherever, whenever, and they're easier to explain. Functional movement patterns. That means that it combines multiple joint and muscle working together to improve overall movement efficiency. Like bear crawls. It's basically where you're on your hands and knees, but you lift your knees up just like an inch. It's not very high, and it actually engages your core, so you're actually getting strength from the core and your arms because you're lifting your knees up, and you're walking side to side basically with them. And crab walks, we've all done crab walks when we were in not preschool, but in PE. Whenever we were younger, they did a lot of crab walks. I hated those. I hated those. And then lunges with overhead reaches. And then loaded mobility exercise that involves using light weights. Light weights mean like 2 to 3 pounds. I wouldn't go any higher than that. or resistance to improve range of motion or stretching or strength. So like the resistance bands that I've used, or you can use a ball that I've been using to increase the resistance. Like goblet squats, where you put your weight in your hands and you lower it down and you do basically a squat, adding additional weight to that. Or kettlebell windmills. Now, what are the benefits of mobility? There are at least 11 examples that I have found that were different, but I'm only going to give you 5. So the first one is the adaptation to different physical demands, improved joint health and longevity, enhanced circulation and blood flow, better posture, and increase athletic performance, which means you move faster, you jump higher, change direction quickly. All those are really, really good examples, maybe some that you've never heard before. Both of these are really good for reducing injury that I have come to realize, because I didn't take flexibility and mobility as serious as I do now after having an injury. So I'd rather, if you have not had an injury yet, I would very highly recommend that you do some form of mobility or flexibility before you do any kind of activity, or something that you know is going to be strenuous on your muscles, or something that you're that your body doesn't really know what to do with yet. Like it's new movements to you, basically. And at the end of this, I'm going to tell you basically my recommendations on where to start and how long and all that fun stuff. Benefits of flexibility, there's 14 examples, 14 reasons, but I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to give you 5. So it enhances the quality of life. There's better recovery from injuries, reduce the risk of injury, and improve range of motion, delayed onset of age-related mobility loss, because we know that whenever we get older, we lose the elasticity, the elastics in your joints and your skin, and just like a lot of our bodies, they tend to decline over time. I mean, it's part of life. So why is it important to warm up with flexibility and mobility work? I'm going to give you 5. It prepares the nervous system, so it's ready to respond to physical demands and reduces the likelihood of awkward, uncoordinated movements that lead to injuries. Like I was saying before, it gets your body prepped for what is to come, because what is to come is probably going to be a lot harder and a lot more challenging than just the mobility stuff. Enhances mental focus and concentration. And this is one of the reasons that I love to work out, because with my ADHD, the anxiety that I have, my brain is always like turning, going 100 miles an hour, never shuts off. But whenever I'm moving and doing something that I am, that I'm purposely doing, then it basically allows you to focus on that body movement, breathing, and posture, and it promotes mental readiness and concentration. And concentration doesn't come very easily to me. So whenever I'm working out, concentration and being able to shut my brain off for a few minutes is amazing. Optimizes performance. Athletes are more likely to perform at their best. They do this by optimizing muscle function, joint movement, and coordination. Enhances recovery by promoting circulation, reducing muscle tension, making it easier for the body to recover after working out. And the last one, improves muscle performance. It helps muscles contract more efficiently, which improves your strength, your speed, your overall power. It's important for athletes that require explosive movements like sprinting, jumping, or lifting weights, because that's pretty demanding stuff, right? You're lifting weights, and depending on how much weight you're lifting, the more flexibility and mobility movements that you would need, I would recommend before you do them and after you do them, just because you're getting that stretch and it helps to reduce the soreness of those muscles whenever you stretch them, and it helps them grow, I feel like. To me, it does. I don't think there's any scientific proof, but then again, I also didn't research that. That's just my own personal opinion. How long should you do flexibility and mobility movements? So I have some guidelines because I don't know where you guys are at or where you're starting or anything like that. So consistency, there's 3. Consistency. Regularly practice for both flexibility and mobility. You can start, they're short daily sessions. They're often more effective than the occasional longer ones. So if you're new to this, just start with like 5 to 10 minutes. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. You you have 5 to 10 minutes a day. I know everybody watches TV, and that's pretty much like in fact, actually, if you're watching TV and you still have commercials, then do some flexibility and mobility movements on those commercials. There you go. That's perfect. That way you're doing something with your body, you're doing some movements, you're stretching, you're strengthening, you're doing all these things to it, and you get to still do something you love. Intensity is the second one. Start gently, especially if you're new to stretching or have an existing injury. Gradually increase the intensity and duration as your flexibility and mobility improve. And with me, whenever I was working on yoga regularly, I know my hamstrings started getting better from the half splits that I do. Those started whenever I started doing that, like I'd like to say 3 to 5 minutes every day. That really helped my hamstrings, and it improved it quite a bit within a week or 2, maybe a week and a half. Always listen to your body. Everybody's body is different. How they're doing their body doesn't always mean that you have to do that to your body. I know it looks cool, I know it looks amazing, but at the same time, it's all about your body and your mind and what you need. You don't need to do some fancy stretches, some fancy movements to feel good about yourself. Feel good about what your body can do now, because there's a lot of people out there who are not able to do that kind of thing, and your body is amazing. It's keeping you healthy. It's doing a lot of things for you, more than you realize, more than we realize. Actually, we take our bodies for granted a lot of the time. So don't push too hard or stretch. You can overstretch. Try not to overstretch to the point of pain. It should feel challenging, but yet comfortable. It's that little balance line. There's a good balance for it. It promotes relaxation rather than strain, which means, so it's gonna feel, like I said, challenging, but yet comfortable. But then after you get out of that stretching, that release that you get, it's pretty amazing. It's just like that feeling whenever you're so hot and you get a drink of water. It's kind of like that feeling, like it feels better. So anyway, that is teacher in session Brittany on flexibility and mobility. I hope it helped you a lot. I hope it gave you some insight on why it's important to do so and why it's better for your health, physically and mentally. And I hope you guys are being safe with your bodies, and I hope you come to love the relaxing part of it as much as you do the high intensity workouts that I know you guys do as well. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you for listening and tuning in. I hope it was very informational, and I'll see you guys next time.